Hey Aries, I hope you guys are doing great. It's Tipsy here to do your general life reading for September 1st through the 15th. Let's start by pulling some oracle cards just to see what overall energy is surrounding you for this reading. Wow, and we have 3 that came out. The first card that we have is the Temple Path. The second card that came out is Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. And then we have Rest and Rejuvenation. So let's grab hopefully 1 or 2 from the Moonology deck and see what other energies are surrounding this reading from my Aries collective. We have one that slid out, and we have Full Moon and Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. So we'll see how those tie into your reading, but let's get into some tarot. And start first with your current energy. What's happening with my Aries collective? And we have the 3 of Pentacles. What's currently hidden from you guys? We have the Queen of Wands. For advice from Spirit, we have the 9 of Wands and we have the Emperor. And for your potential outcome, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So let's grab another tarot deck and see if we can clarify these cards a little bit more. What's happening with my Aries collective? We have the 3 of Cups. For what's currently hidden, we have Death in reverse. For advice from Spirit, we have the 2 of Swords in reverse. And for potential outcome, we have the 5 of Swords. Okay, so let's grab some Lenormands and get final messages. Your current energy. Aries, we have the Ring. What's currently hidden, we have the Moon. For advice from Spirit, we have the Fish and we have the Mountain. And for your potential outcome, we have the Sun and we have the Stars. Okay, let's get into this, Aries. So with the overall energy surrounding you, we have the Temple Path. We have Door to Personal Healing and Happiness, Rest and Rejuvenation, and we also have Look at the Bigger Picture. What I just heard for you, Aries, is busting my ass. Like, I feel that this reading for you is heavily related to career or finances specifically, but it could be in any aspect of your life. Maybe you're in school, maybe you've taken up a new hobby or whatever, but I do feel like that this has a very strong work component. And so what this feels like is that you may have started a job or a business, something that you were super passionate about, something that you were led to. I don't know that this was necessarily a part of your life plan, but it's something that sort of drew you in and you sort of grew from there. I feel very much like you have just been grinding. And it feels like you've worn yourself out a little bit at this point because what you've been grinding for hasn't necessarily come to fruition. And so it feels as though the energy that's surrounding this reading for you is energy of needing to sort of take a step back and stop pushing so hard and maybe ask yourself some questions like, what am I doing this for? What's my real motivation? Is it because I just love it so much? Is it because I want some sort of recognition? Like, what's your end game? It feels as though this, Spirit is saying that now is the time to look at why you've been pushing so hard and what you hope to get from that effort. But it does seem like there needs to be a step taken back from whatever this is. So looking at your current energy, we have the 3 of Pentacles, we have the 3 of Cups, and we also have the Ring. So this feels, again, with the 3 of Pentacles, this feels like work. something that's work related. Maybe it's you working with the team, maybe it's you trying to grow a business, whatever the situation is. But it feels as though you were pushing towards something that was to be celebrated. So maybe this was a promotion, maybe this was an opening, an expansion, but something that was definitely, I almost feel like you thought it was promised to you, that it was something that has been in the works for a while, and now it was coming in the form of something that has longevity, something that will, is not like a 2-second proposition. This is something that will carry on for the long term. It feels as though you were looking forward to this celebration that was attached to some sort of work type situation. I don't think that came for you. I don't think that celebration has happened just yet. It feels very much as though you're in the still working, still grinding phase, still waiting to sort of get this ring and this celebration. Looking at what's currently hidden from you, we have the Queen of Wands, we have Death in reverse, and we also have the Moon. So what it feels like is that there are some things that you don't have the information on just yet. And it very much feels as though there might be someone in this scenario who is working against you. I'm not saying that they're performing spells or anything like that. I think it's a little bit more more mundane than that. It feels as though someone is slowing up this process. They're slowing up this change, this sort of return on the effort that you've been putting into this. It feels like there's someone responsible, someone who, I don't know, it almost feels like they think that they're doing the right thing by preventing you from sort of elevating. I don't know if you realize this or not, but I don't think that you're fully aware of what's going on behind the scenes with this person. Looking at the advice from Spirit, we have the Nine of Wands, we have the Emperor, we have the Two of Swords in reverse, we have the Fish, and we have the Mountain. So there are a couple of messages that I'm getting in terms of advice from you. For you, what I'm feeling is that there's no need for you to stress. I feel like Spirit is saying that, even though things aren't, may not be moving as quickly as you would have liked, if you're not seeing sort of the return on your investment, that there might be someone working against you. I feel like Spirit is saying, you know what, we got this. It's okay. This is a time for you to, again, take a step back, tap into your personal power, get yourself grounded, and hold your path. This is you sort of keeping your eye on the prize and not letting these little things get to you, not letting them throw you off course. It feels as though you're going to have a bit of resolve about this, about moving forward, keeping in mind why you've been pushing so hard. This is not the time for you to completely exhaust yourself. This feels like the time for you to move very intentionally, to make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row. I just heard work smarter, not harder. So if you've been just exhausting yourself, then maybe think about ways that you can sort of shift how you operate to make sure that you're able to take care of yourself, but move more efficiently in whatever, work related thing this is. And I'm feeling that Spirit is also saying, you know, in terms of the advice that they have for you, is that yes, there are still going to be some challenges that pop up for you. There are. But they're saying to stay in your boss energy and be fluid. You can ride this out. That's what I'm feeling with the fish, right? Fish, if they come across an obstacle, what do? They just move right on around it. So I feel like Spirit is saying you have the ability to move past whatever challenges this person throws up in your way. You are able to do that. You have the Emperor energy. You have that resolve. You have that dedication. You understand why you've been working towards this. So this person isn't going to be a big issue. More like a nuisance, like a little gnat that you can't quite get away from. Looking at your potential outcome, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Five of Swords. We have the Sun, and we have the Stars. So what I'm feeling is that this resolve, this fight that you have, I think that you're going to fight for this. And I think, again, I feel like this is related to work somehow. But I feel like you're going to fight through this garbage, right? And I think that things are going to start picking up for you once this person is eliminated from the scenario. So, you know, perhaps they'll get fired. Perhaps, you know, the boss will look at them like, okay, you're a non-factor. We can't even take you seriously. Whatever it is, it feels like this person's going to be removed from your equation, right? And I feel like that's going to be a byproduct of you making the decision to work smarter, not harder, and sort of show how strategic you can be, how intentional, how smart you are. I think that this you stepping into your Emperor energy, somebody who has full control, someone who knows what they're doing, they're sure of themselves, like they got this more than anybody ever got it. That's you. And I think that's your way of sort of fighting through these challenges that you've been experiencing. That's you sort of being able to be flexible and pivot and move around this mountain, this obstacle that's in your way. And what's going to happen is that you're going to start seeing what you wanted over here coming to fruition. But it's going to require you sort of taking a step back, reevaluating how you operate, doing it from a more strategic way than you have been, and making sure that you continue to keep the big picture in mind as you move forward. So I'm going to pull one last oracle card for you and see what final message Spirit has. Okay. And what we have two cards that flipped out for you. So the first one that we have is spiritual alignment puts my manifestation into motion. And then we have, as soon as I choose to see the light in the dark corners, I redirect my power towards what I want. So this is you, I think, for both cards, making sure that you are putting your energy where it needs to be. So taking a rest for yourself, putting energy back into yourself, thinking more strategically, moving more intentionally. That's you focusing your power on where it needs to be and for what it is that you want. Keeping that bigger picture in mind and moving towards that in a way that honors yourself and reinforces your commitment to your ultimate goal. So this is all about you and power redirection to make sure that you're in alignment with your goal, with your dreams, with your wishes, with your happiness. And being able to move around this obstacle, this person that might pop up along the way. So I'm seeing very good things for you, Aries. I really, really am. So just make sure you take care of you. I'll leave it there. I hope that this was helpful and I hope that this resonated with you. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. In the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.